Hey everybody, welcome, welcome to Hidden Horror. Thank you for spending this time with me. I appreciate that. Let's get started. Hey everybody, welcome to Hidden Horror. So today I'm here. I want to bring you some resolution to the Deobra Redden case. So if you can recall, Deobra Redden, he was a African American that was in court. He was in court for a sentencing on some separate charges, and he was in front of a Las Vegas judge. Her name is Mary Kay Holthus. And when she was about to sentence him, he, out of nowhere, he attacked her. He leaped over, if you want to say the desk or bench, and physically attacked her. It is on video, has been seen by millions of people across the world. And now his case, after Judge Hostis testified, she had very strong testimony describing what happened to her. She described her injuries, and he was convicted. Well, he's been sentenced now, and he got a strong sentence, and I think it is because he attacked the judge. He made the courtroom appear that she was not adequately protected. He zoomed past an officer that was behind him to his left, and he attacked her, and they couldn't really get him off of her. Her court clerk that was sitting but to her left had to intervene to try to remove Mr. Redding off her. He had kind of got on top of her and he was banging her head. Allegedly, some courtroom officers tried to intervene. It took several men to intervene to pull him off of her and restrain him. And they took it very seriously. He was sentenced for this battery, this assault, almost like a life sentence. They're not playing with him. 26 years, between 26 years and 65 years. Mr. Reddy, he's a young man. It looks like he's going to do the bulk of his healthy, youthful adult life behind bars. Do you think that he was suffering from some mental illness at the time? He made some allegations that uh, pretty much he wasn't in his right state of mind. He wasn't on his medication at the time. But when you watch the full video, he was speaking very clearly. He appeared to understand what was happening. He understood the charges. He even went as far as to say, if you have to do this, if you have to sentence me to jail, I understand, because he had been before the court before on other similar charges. And some of the other programs that they put him in as diversion, they didn't work for him. And that's why Judge Hostis had decided that it was time for him to go to prison, to spend some time. Maybe that would change his behavior. And he attacked her. He brutally and viciously attacked her. If this was my mom, I'd be pretty upset. I'd be concerned about her well-being and, even just the ability to effectuate some of these sentences when a uh, when a defendant is not um, handcuffed or cuffed to the chair or legs cuffed. Is someone else going to physically attack you like this? It was brutal. So let's go over the article. The article is by CNN.com. It's dated December 10th, 2024. It's titled Man Who Jumped a Desk to Attack a Nevada Judge in the Courtroom is Sentenced. They're talking about Mr. Redding. Um, the article is by the Associated Press. And it reads as follows. A man who was captured on video attacking a judge in a Las Vegas courtroom after vaulting over her bench and desk has been sentenced to decades in prison. Deobra Redden was ordered on Tuesday to serve between 26 and 65 years in a Nevada prison for the attack on Clark County District Court Judge Mary Kay Holthus, KLAS TV in Las Vegas reported. Redding, 31, pleaded guilty but mentally ill in September to attempted murder and other charges, ending his trial shortly after Hostess had testified that she feared for her life when Redding vaulted over her 4-foot high bench and landed on her. Whew. The attack happened January the 3rd as Hostess was about to deliver Redding's sentence in a separate felony battery case. So there's some history there, right? There's some history. The violent scene was captured by courtroom video that showed the 62-year-old judge falling back from her seat against a wall as Redding flung himself over her bench and grabbed her hair, toppling an American flag onto them. Hostess suffered some injuries but was not hospitalized, courthouse officials said. Some of the other people that intervened, they were actually injured as well. But let's continue. Redding's defense lawyer, Carl Arnold, has said his client was not taking his prescribed medication to control his diagnosed schizophrenia at the time of the attack. Arnold said in September when Redding entered his plea that it reflects a delicate balance between accepting responsibility for a regrettable incident and recognizing the impact of Mr. Redding's untreated mental illness at the time. And this is where I have to pause. I do believe that there was some mental illness there. But in that moment, in the moment of the attack, I do not believe that at that moment there was not an understanding. I think he didn't want to be sentenced, as I have said to you guys in so many different videos. They do not want to go to prison. They don't want to return to prison. They're angered and they act out in violence. And he physically, brutally hit upon her, jumped on her, put her hair, banged her head, tried to hurt her, and they charged her with they charged him with attempted murder. Okay. The Associated Press sent an email Tuesday to a spokesperson for Arnold seeking comment on Redding's sentence. Redding said in court Tuesday that he did not intend to kill Hostess. KLAS TV reported. He says, I'm not making excuses for my actions, but I'm saying I'm not a bad person, and I know that I did not intend to kill Mary Kay Hostess. He said, Redding will be eligible for parole sometime after 2050. KLAS TV reported. Now, I will say this. There was some reports that when Mr. Redding was taken into the back after the attack, that he said that he was trying to kill Miss Hostess, Judge Hostess. So I don't know. You can't later say, well, that wasn't my intention after you brutally assault someone, you bang their head against the floor, you're pounding on them, you're punching on them, you're pulling their hair, you're hurting them. You can't later say, well, I did this, but my intention wasn't to take it as far as to take your life. You don't know. Maybe one of those hits to the floor would have fractured her skull, made her impaired, maybe just killed her outright. We don't know. We have to be aware of our actions. We always have to have self-control. We always have to be thinking. And really, you can't just respond in anger. Sometimes you have to suck it up, suck it in, take it, think about it later. Maybe you will feel differently. Maybe you will respond differently if you have some time between an event where maybe he would have just got a short sentence, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. I don't remember what his sentence is anymore in that particular case that he was charged with. I think it was less than 4 years, but maybe you wouldn't be in prison now for almost a life sentence if you had just thought about it, given yourself some time, collect yourself, collect your thoughts, maybe even sleep on it, and maybe you'll feel differently. Maybe you'll forget about something that's small because you were going to receive that sentence no matter what. Now you're in a worse situation. Now your predicament is you're going to prison, and you basically were giving a life sentence you have to serve until 2050. It's 2024. That is a minimum of 26 years before, as they said, you're even eligible for parole. You're 31 years old. You're young. And what really closed the deal is when she testified. You're not even eligible for parole until sometime after 2050. That's 26 years. You're 31 years old. That means that you're going to be 57, possibly 57 years old. You almost be a senior citizen. You can get AARP at this point. You've missed all of your young years, your years of figuring out yourself, your 30s and then in your 40s and growing and maturing and, maybe getting married, maybe having kids. You're missing out on all that because you failed to slow down, take some time, consider, think. Think about what you're doing before you do it. A lot of times in life, people don't take the time to think. And sometimes you can avoid tragedy, you can avoid long term responsibilities or commitments when you just take some time to assess, to think, to consider your actions, your words, even your own thoughts. Can't let anger rule you. You can't. You're not going to get far with that. You're not going to get far with that attitude. Sometimes we have to work on ourselves. We have to work on our personalities. We have to be a little bit slower to action. We have to take more time to really plan out what we're going to do before we do it. And maybe that means even rethinking what you want to do. Maybe you will go another route. Maybe instead of doing something, you don't do anything. Maybe instead of saying something and responding, you don't say anything. You don't respond at all. Everybody doesn't deserve your attention, your time, your energy. Your energy is important. Your time is valuable. Every day that we put behind us, we cannot get back. We cannot get a minute. So learn to be happy, make the best of your life, the best of your circumstances. Enjoy your life. Be happy, be well. Okay? Take care of yourself and each other. That is the hidden horror way. That is my recommendation for you every day. Every day. Okay, so thank you for spending this time with me. I really, really, really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Please remember, stay safe, stay smart. That means you're thinking all the time. Stay savvy, be on it. Keep your head on the swivel. Play in the game. Keep your head in the game in this lifetime, okay? And be well, okay? Take care, everybody. Bye.